What is up, GBA Nation? It is Mike Weber here, aka Lil Web, joined by the media director himself,
Sean.
And we are here for episode 13 of the Sean and Web Show. And this past weekend, both me and Sean were at the 21st annual GBA Nationals over in Cincinnati. Sean, tell me, what did you think about the event?
The event was great, man. Over 100 teams, 2 locations, and there was a lot of great ball being played. Got to see some dominant performances. Couldn't ask for more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, we saw a mixture of some new teams in our events and some teams that we've seen in some of our previous events this past season. And yeah, it was very cool to see all of them in action. And it was also cool to see some of the fans who watch our show. And yeah, kudos on all of our viewers on watching.
Oh, for sure, man. Very appreciative that, you know, GBA Nation is tuning in, taking part and being a part of the conversation that we're doing on this show, man. It is fun. We greatly appreciate it, and we love what we do. So, again, thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you guys so much. And the other thing with the event was Kings Island. We hope some of you teams got to experience that, to enjoy all the fun from there and take advantage of the discounts. And yeah, overall, really great weekend.
Oh, look, I hope everyone got over to Kings Island, and had a blast. For those who are inquiring, Webb, they want to know if I went on any roller coasters. And you know what my answer still remains?
Nope.
Nope.
Maybe next year. Maybe one next year.
Look here, when they come out with that one ride that accommodates the old man stomach, then I'll get on. But until then, well, hold up. So I need something with it that accommodates no man's stomach. I need like something that gives me like bubble wrap. I need like a Nerf helmet, Nerf padding, and then let's go.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a lot of great times there from the GBA Nationals. And by the way, we actually have a behind-the-scenes vlog from the event. So let's get right in to the vlog. What is up, GBA Nation? It's Lil Web here, joined by...
It is me, Sean.
And we are here for the 21st annual GBA Nationals here at RG Sports Academy. We'll also be at Queen City Sportsplex later on here today. But we'll be here enjoying the Nationals. 3 days of exciting basketball action. Let's get the day started.
Oh man, right out the gate. Tight games, tough games everywhere. Right behind me is the Dayton Vipers versus the Fire. It's going down. You don't want to miss.
So the morning games went pretty good there. Now it's time to head to the Queen City Sportsplex for the rest of the games. So we are here at the Queen City Sportsplex for the 2024 GBA Nationals. And actually, right behind me, we have a pretty good game here. We got Young Elite from North Carolina, and we got West Virginia from West Virginia. So, yeah, it's the epitome of Nationals right there. 2 teams from different states playing in Ohio. Pretty cool. that is a wrap for day 1 of the GBA Nationals. Now time to eat something to eat.
Day 2.
Alright, it is day 2 of the GBA Nationals. We're back here at the Queen City Sportsplex. Let's get the day started. Wraps up day 2 here at Queen City Sportsplex. Now time to head to RG Sports Academy for the rest of the games for today. Hey Sean, what's the Nationals so far?
Nationals is great. We got teams from everywhere, Carolinas to West Virginia. The basketball has been crazy good. Overtime thrillers and buzzer beaters. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And that wraps up day 2 of the GBA Nationals. Now, as usual, time to eat dinner.
Day 3.
It is officially Championship Monday. We are here at RG Sports Academy for Memorial Day. Let's get this day started. with all the games here at RG. Now let's head to Queen City Sportsplex for the rest. The 21st annual GBA Nationals. Guys, how'd you guys fate of the GBA Nationals this year?
It was a great event, great 3 days of basketball. I can't wait to get into the film that way we can break down this top 5.
Oh yeah, absolutely. John, what'd you fate about
guys,
the Nationals?
great weekend of basketball this year. Appreciate all the support, GBA basketball. 2024 Nationals didn't disappoint. Good luck to everybody the rest of summer. Enjoy it. We look forward to 2025.
Absolutely. We cannot wait. And now, let's take it back to the studio. Right behind the scenes vlog from the GBA Nationals. And we have one more event for the GBA Tour, which is the second annual GBA Ohio Cup, which is going to be back in Cincinnati there. Sean, we cannot wait to see how this goes.
The second annual Ohio Cup Championships, the chase for the cup, man. Definitely looking forward to that event, man. All the GBA points that people have accumulated, they can come and accumulate more here at the GBA Cup. Let's come and rock out and have a good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's gonna be our last time being in Cincinnati for this season, and it's gonna be our last event until July when we have our Midwest Exposure event. But yeah, should be a great time, and we cannot wait.
Kicking off the summer, right? You know what I mean? Before high school month starts, a lot of basketball is about to take place in the month of June.
Oh yeah, which reminds me, there's been a lot of WNBA action as we get close here to June, which is around the time of the Commissioner's Cup. So let's get right into our basketball news roundup with our first headline being Chicago Sky giving New York Liberty their first loss of the season, and they did this with a 90-81 win over Liberty. I watched the game on Amazon Prime, and yeah, I mean, it was a really amazing win for Sky, especially as going into the game, I want to say they were 1-1. So for them to take down the undefeated New York Liberty, who, by the way, are the runners-up for the WNBA for the past couple years, very impressive.
It was an impressive win, man. But it's like the more I study and the more I watch, it's like the more I don't know. I couldn't have predicted that win by Chicago Sky. I mean, great team win, great individual performances. I didn't see that one coming, but again, that's just because this past weekend for that pick, I did not use my handy dandy sports almanac. Take a close look, GBA Nation. You wanted to see it, and here it goes. No, I didn't see that one coming, man. It was a great game. Shoot, can't wait for them to run it back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then another great game that we saw was Indiana Fever, as they finally got their first win over LA Sparks at LA. Man, this game was really good. 78-73 was the final score. And Caitlin Clark did pretty good as she put up a double-double performance, putting up 11 points and 10 rebounds. She almost got a triple-double. She had 8 assists in the game. Man, she was that close to getting the triple-double. But like we said, really great game. And Cameron Brayton had a few blocks in there too. So we expected that these two would show out, and they sure enough did. Really great job.
Caitlin Clark, although she didn't have like the point output that people would normally want her to have, she played a really good game, man. She found other ways to impact the game, which resulted in the team win. So that's telling everybody something right there. Like, don't force it. You mean let it happen, let her play the game. She's finding her way to win. But then on the flip side, come on, LA. I picked you guys to pull this one out, man. I mean, it's the star power that you have. Cameron Brink as well. Kid Nurse. Come on.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that one aim I remember. I gave Sean a little bit of a heat for that during GBA Nationals, and yeah, I mean, I was glad that I finally got that prediction right, and yeah, I was super excited to get that right, and I was excited to even watch it later on that night as we were at the hotel. Great job.
Come on, LA. I mean, next time, I'm using this next time. I mean, it has, look, y'all see the scores and stuff? Yep, you see the scores? That is the Sports Almanac. I gave you a quick look at it. We will not miss another game. But LA, come on.
Yeah. And then the other thing from that game, since it was in LA, there were some quite the celebrities there. Like when I was watching the game, I saw there was Jason Sudeikis was there, and Klay Thompson from the Golden State Warriors was there, and then also Ashton Kutcher and his family was there, which he's a notable Iowa alum, so it kind of makes sense why he would be there to see Caitlin Clark. And yeah, just seeing all those celebrities show out for that game was just insane to see.
I love it, man. And I know as the players and fans, we love it. They love it too, to see the support and the outreach from, you know, the community, man. Like we love what we're seeing. You know, we want more. So that is society responding to the game and to the pace and to the Caitlin Clark effect, man. We like it, we see it, and we want more.
Oh yeah, especially as the Nets game, they played Las Vegas Aces, which Aces of course ended up winning. Which, I mean, I figured that, as I mean, they're the defending champs, and it'll take a while for Caitlin Clark to get used to playing against them. But as we saw there, we saw Iowa's former head coach getting to see her play. Not only that, but because it was a reunion between Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin. So it was really cool to see the Iowa coach there. It's see both of them players play against each other this time around. So it was great.
Shout out to Lisa Bluter from Iowa. Like I said, Iowa's probably one of the few programs in college right now that's probably had only 3 coaches in the last 50 years, man. I mean, solid program. You can tell that's why Caitlin Clark is really excelled. But with that being said, come on, Sparks. I ain't over it yet, as y'all see. Zia Cook. Come on, man. Come on. Next time, please.
Oh, yeah.
I can't let it go, Webb.
Yeah. And then we're some of the best performances that we've seen from the WNBA this past week. We have Nafisa Collar from Minnesota Lynx. She put up 31 points and 11 rebounds against Connecticut, even though they ended in loss. Pretty great job on her putting that stat up. And also Marina Mayberry. She had totaled in these past 2 games 44 points. That is nuts to think about.
If you sit and watch Mayberry play, even in college, man, going from, transferring from Notre Dame to Virginia Tech and just watching her she's full of energy. She doesn't stop, and she has a clip for days. So to see these numbers, man, I'm not surprised and very proud of her output. Hopefully that her output keeps translating into them dubs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And some other great performances. Asia Wilson, she put up a really great performance against Indiana, putting up 29 points, 15 rebounds. This proves why she is one of the best players in the WNBA right now, and is probably in the running for the MVP.
29 to 15. I mean, that's an output. That's a day at the office. That's a lot of heart. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of want to. That's why she is who she is, man. That's how you get a monument, a statue put in front of your university because of efforts like that. So shout out and kudos to the Las Vegas Aces and Aja Wilson.
Oh, yeah. But there's another girl that's in the running for the MVP probably, which is Arike Oumboale. She put up 40 points against Phoenix. Man, she has been going off in these games. I want to say like the past like 3 or 4 games in a row, she's put up over 35 points. Like, it's just nuts with her. Like, she's on off so far this season. And like I said, it's gonna be really a battle between her and Aja Wilson, possibly, to see who would be the possible MVP for this season. Even though it's too early to talk about MVPs already, I mean, you kind of have to with these two, as they are putting up dominant performances already.
I mean, dominant performances, and it looks different coming from each individual player. You know, Wilson being the post and Arika being the guard. It's just whatever your jam is, or how you consume it. Like whether you want to see big points and big outputs coming from a guard, you know what that looks like, because Arika, she gonna steal the show, man. She gonna cross you up. She gonna splash some threes. She gonna get to the paint. Well, Wilson, she gonna beat you up, man. Beat you up, tough points. Just show you like I'm bigger than you and I'm better than you. So watching the two, and they're just different styles and just again different positions. It's fun for the game, man. Just to see them just keep stepping their game up, just with just impact performances night in and night out. That's consistency, and that's why they're in this conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we now wait to see how they do for the rest of these games this season. And another really good performance that we mentioned is, as we mentioned, Nafisa Collar had a pretty good game, but so did her teammate, Kayla McBride. She ended up putting 31 points against Atlanta. Not only that, but she went 6 for 7 in free-pointers. I mean, to only miss 1 free-pointer out of 7, that is just nuts. Like, man, she was just straight up making buckets in that game.
MJ Game 6.
Pretty much. I mean, she did a really good job at the free-point line for that game. And yeah, I cannot wait to see how her and Nafisa both do for the rest of the season. I mean, Minnesota, they have been keeping it on a roll.
Minnesota, Coach Smith, I owe you a big apology, because this year I done picked against the Lynx probably 3 or 4 times and come out on the short end of that stick. Y'all are balling out, man, and I should have known. Katie Smith, again, my apologies. Webb convinced me to do it. It was Webb's fault.
Sure, it's my fault. Oh, man. But yeah, the one game that we both did not predict, of course, was Liberty losing to the Lynx. I mean, that was a really great performance from the Lynx there, and that proves that they're here and they're ready for the rest of the season here for what faces them. And later on here down the road, they'll be playing Indiana, which is where they're probably going to hopefully show out the most.
Big time. It's crazy because each week I just keep saying they can't keep this pace up. Nafisa Collier cannot keep doing this. Lana Smith cannot keep doing this. Like, these are just key players stepping up in ways that, like, you just think it's just a 1-game stretch. It's just 2 games. Like, they'll go ahead and fizzle out one of these nights and taper off. It ain't happening. They look like they're ready for this. So, again, I'm not going to go against them, at least for these next few picks, because they are rolling.
Oh, yeah. And then just when you thought that the best performances couldn't get any more insane, we had the rematch between Indiana and LA, which this time around, LA ended up winning it by a close one. But Caitlin Clark, she finally had one of her best games with 30 points, a new career high against them. And she was really close to possibly getting a double-double or a triple-double in that game. So, really great performance on her, and finally in the 30 points there. And she did pretty good from the foul line as well. So, yeah, really great job on her.
She had that game that everyone's been waiting for. You know what I mean? She almost had a entirely complete game. She definitely stuffed the stats, recording said numbers in dang near every category: rebounds, assists, steals, of course, points. From the foul line, you know, she was ready for the moment. But LA got the win, even, you know, with a great performance. So let me rewind back a little bit. Come on, LA, y'all finally got it done. I'm proud of y'all. See, this is how I was supposed to feel 5 minutes ago.
At least LA got a win over, at least one win against Indiana this past week.
I'll take that one win, you know, because after that first one, I was kind of doubting my my skills and ability to go ahead and call a game and pick a game. But since I went back to my roots, that second game I picked LA. Webby told me not to do it, but I picked them and they got the dub. Why am I throwing you underneath the bus today, Webb?
I would say, what'd I do to you?
Hey, he did nothing. He just went on a win streak. That's it. This is just straight competition. Even amongst me and him, it's competition.
Oh, man. Yeah, so there's some pretty good WNBA headlines, and we got one really big headline in college sports. This is probably the biggest headline in a while that we've seen, probably the biggest one since NIL being legalized. The NCAA has made a multi-billion-dollar settlement agreement that'll allow colleges to directly pay athletes, and not only that, it also allocates $2.7 billion to be paid to current and past athletes who were affected by some of the past like NIL egregiousies for the past 10 years, like Donald DeLahaye when he got kicked out of UCF for making YouTube videos. It was when he was a football player, kicker at UCF. But yeah, it's finally being done, finally paying for all the damages, and also paving the way for the future here for some of these athletes to get paid, which is really great timing for women's sports, as college women's sports has been growing popularity more and more and more, to where they're filling up stadiums for volleyball and women's basketball, filling up football stadiums. So it's really amazing in that they're getting this done, and it's got me wondering how this is gonna go.
I mean, it is that was a historic ruling in the courts in favor of the athletes. It's groundbreaking, definitely. I think isn't it like each school is going to be like a lot of like 50 mil to give out per sport or something like that?
Yeah, I was like, I think they said they were gonna have like a little salary cap or something, kind of like what they do with
like
pro
20
sports.
mil or 50 mil per school.
Something like that. I can't really remember.
Yeah, I remember seeing some numbers on ESPN.com. You guys can go back and get on ESPN.com. It's a whole article that explains like what this means in layman's terms. So please go read that article. But it's huge. It should have been done a long time ago. I remember there was a guy, Jeremy Bloom, who used to play for Colorado, but he was also an Olympic downhill skier, and he had won some gold medals, and they took a scholarship, or he had some issues with the NCAA over that, and even back then I thought that was kind of unfair, but I'm glad to see that things have changed. I hope they control it, that way it doesn't get too out of control, because we're watching like, what's the NFL, like what's amateur anymore, you know what I mean? Like the pageantry of college, I definitely don't want to lose that. But at the end of the day, again, great ruling. Can we get some retroactive coverage though? I know I didn't contribute to some ticket sales at the school that I went to, NCAA. What's happening?
Yeah, but yeah, like you said there, I hope that they control this a little bit, especially because the one thing that I'm thinking about is like some of the smaller schools like OU over down in Athens, Ohio. I'm hoping that like this doesn't affect athletes on there, whereas like the big schools, like I hope the big schools like don't like dominate, you know what I'm saying, like get all these star athletes. I hope that the small schools still are at that level, and I hope that the big schools still keep competing with the smaller schools as well. But yeah, it's really cool that they got this ruling down, and now these athletes can get their money, especially Ohio State. And I mean, women's basketball is starting to grow there. Some of the girls, if they keep performing well, some of them might see a payday soon. So,
oh, for sure, man. Again, it's fun to see, but definitely want to see how they govern it to keep it under control. It's just it's groundbreaking, man. To see the fruits of the labor of other people before the kids now, you know what I mean? Just the hard work and the foundation that people set for this to be even able to happen is sort of surreal. But what I don't want to see, man, I just don't want to see I miss like the small school making noise. You know what I mean? Now, like, if you don't have the wallet, like, these kids aren't going into these schools. And, like, to me, money, it only serves a certain purpose. You know what I mean? It only brings so much happiness. All these kids are flocking to the same schools. I mean, which, it's okay, but are you playing? Are you getting playing time? Are you happy? There's just so many things, like, go and be the underdog somewhere. Like, what is that going to do to, like, recruiting of this, again, the smaller schools? Like, we have gotten jewels from these small schools, like the Marshall Falks, right? The Walter Paytons, Jerry Rices. We can keep going down the line on guys that have come out of these smaller schools and are NFL's top players. You know what I mean? I wonder would that be affected, you know, with how revenue sharing is happening, man. Kids are not wanting to go to these smaller schools because the budget ain't there. So I don't want to see that change, but I do like the change.
Yeah, it's kind of like a double-edged sword there a little bit, as it's like, yeah, it's kind of good to see because it's these kids are finally getting the money they deserve. But then, like you said, there's more kids flocking to these big schools now. So hopefully the smaller schools and still get some of them star players. And who knows, maybe some of these small schools might have a little bit of money in there to give to some of these people, like Liberty University, for example. I mean, they sponsored a NASCAR. Yep. And lately they've been doing pretty good in football. So, yeah. But like you said, I miss those small schools beating the big schools. That's what made college basketball and March Madness so much fun, because, yeah, the possibility of these insane upsets that were so unpredictable. Like Ohio Bobcats, one year they went on a run to the Sweet 16, and then we also had, of course, UMBC being the first 16 seed to beat a 1 seed, and then just a few years later, well, a couple years later, Purdue getting beat by Fairleigh Dickinson. Yeah. And their school was like so small that their coach was only in paid like 5 figures, whereas Purdue's was in paid 7 figures. So I hope that these smaller schools, like, I hope that they still compete against the big schools, like you said before, and hopefully we'll still get to see those upsets, and we'll still get to see some of these smaller schools finally getting their rise to fame that they deserve.
Oh man, absolutely. Because again, it makes me also think of one of our greats in the game today. Like, what would his NIL deal look like? Steph Curry.
Oh yeah,
Davidson.
Yeah, Davidson.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that scares me just to think like the possibilities of that happening anymore is slim to none, because these kids are going where the money opportunity is. Even John Morant, you know, but at the same time, those kids like that are still they'll still have their place, because only so many 5-star blue chips can go to one school. Everyone's not, you know, development-wise, coming out of high school, they're not ready. They get to college, they go to some of these small schools, that's what the start that they need. And hopefully, you know, the NIL dollars can be there for the smaller schools when they do land a rising star. That way they can keep them, you know what I mean? Because today, off-season feels like free agency. You know what I mean? Like, you watching teams just get dismantled in the offseason just because another college is across the country offering them a higher wallet. You know what I mean? That was never seen in the past. Usually people just transferred because they were unhappy with playing time. Now they're unhappy with the check, man. I'm kind of tripping on that one.
Yeah. So hopefully some of these star players, for some of these small schools, hopefully they stay there and hopefully figure out like I get like the NIL stuff like that, but hopefully they realize that they'll be better just staying at some of these smaller schools and continuing that rise to fame with these small schools. Because yeah, some of these small schools deserve to have that fame.
Yeah, they do. So the name of the game to me, coaches and support staff at these universities, the name of the game, in my opinion, is going to have to be relationships. You're going to have to build strong relationships, man, with these kids because people are writing checks all over the place. I can offer you 10 mil over here. I can offer you 11 mil over there. Like, what's going to be the glue that's going to keep me at these schools? The relationship I have with the coaches, my teammates, you know what I mean? And just what I'm doing here. Like, how am I being treated? I think that's ultimately going to make some schools rise to the top and just some schools just look like they're handing out money but not really having success as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta build that player and coach relations right from the get-go in the recruiting. So yeah, as we've said, we look forward to seeing how this goes, and hopefully, like we said, hopefully it still stays the same with these small schools and big schools battling it out, and smaller schools still finding that success. So yeah, we just we can't wait to see how this goes and hope that it turns out for the best.
No question about it, man. It's definitely about to be interesting. It is must-see TV.
Yeah, it's must-see TV. WNBA had some pretty good games this past week, and there's some really good games this week, as this week begins the chase for the Commissioner's Cup, which brings us into the WNBA minute predictions. Here's some of the results from last week's predictions for me and Sean. We're right now tied at 10-7. Sean, how do you think you're gonna do this time around?
I think I'm about to go perfect on you, Web, because I had brought out the ultimate cheat sheet. So, sir, watch and learn.
We'll see how you do here. Let's get the little handy timer set up here, and the timer starts now. First game being Indiana Fever up against Ohio Sky. Sean, who you taking?
I'm going with the Sky right now, man. They seem to be getting the upsets, and they seem to be focused, and they seem to be coming together.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a rematch between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. It's gonna be an interesting game. I still think Sky's gonna win it, as Marina Mayberry, she's been going off from the 3-point line. If she keeps it up, they're probably gonna get that win. Ain't that right?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Absolutely. And the second game here, Atlanta Dream up against Connecticut Sun. And this game, I think, is gonna be a really great one. But Connecticut Sun, they have been undefeated right now. I got Connecticut Sun.
According to the almanac, this game has already happened, right? So therefore, I'm going back in time and giving you the results. I'm going with the Sun.
Nice. And then Phoenix Mercury up against LA Sparks. Mercury, I mean, they fell into a slump there, but so is Sparks. So both teams trying to find a win. It'll be interesting. I think I got Phoenix in this one.
On page 36 of the almanac, it tells me to go with the Mercury. We're doing the Mercury. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. And then we got the rematch match free between Indiana Fever and New York Liberty. I mean, Indiana, the past couple times they've shown that they have been able to get closer and closer, but I still think Liberty's gonna win this one. It's gonna be a tough matchup though.
Tough matchup, man. I want to almost pick Indiana just because New York, they've been having a lot of inconsistent play by their superstars. I mean, just 16 points here, 11 points there from from individuals that you think should carry it more. I'm going with Indiana.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Then we got Minnesota Lynx up against Dallas Wings. Man, this one's a tough one. I mean, as you said before, you can't doubt the Lynx. And you know what? Even though they're playing Rio and Wally, I'm not doubting the Lynx. I'm going with the Lynx.
Shout out to the Katie Smith Classic. I'm going with the Lynx as well.
Yeah. And that includes our picks for this week. And yeah, I cannot wait to see how we do. And should be interesting to hear. These teams are going to be playing for something even more now. As we said, this is the chase for the Commissioner's Cup, which is like the in-season tournament. So I cannot wait to see how this ends up.
It's about to be a fun time. Must-see TV again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want these results, you can hit me up. You can find Web, but it will cost you a Cash App to predict these scores. Totally joking. But the Sports Almanac, just let you guys know, I only use it for 3 of the picks. So therefore, if I get anything else wrong, don't chalk me for it. I have to seem like I'm human.
Oh, yeah, sure thing. but yeah, we cannot wait to see how that goes. And do not forget, this weekend is the GBA Ohio Cup Championships over in Cincinnati. We cannot wait to see you guys there. Till then, we'll see you later, GBA Nation.